You spend 1/3 of your life in the mysterious realm of sleep. Most people use this time to wrestle with their demons, to replay their failures, and to marinate in their fears. But what if I told you that sleep is not just a pause? It is a workshop. While your conscious mind rests, your subconscious mind, that faithful servant, is awake and waiting for orders. You have been giving it orders of worry, and so it builds you a tomorrow of trouble. But tonight, we are going to change the orders. Tonight, you will learn the secret of the night shift. You will learn how to hand your biggest problem over to the infinite intelligence before you close your eyes, so that while you rest, the universe works. If you are ready to stop waking up tired and start waking up triumphant, listen closely. The reason you are exhausted is not because of the work you do with your hands, but because of the work you do during the hours when you should be recharging. You take your bills to bed with you. You take your arguments to bed with you. You take your diagnosis to bed with you. You tuck them in under the covers, and you nurse them all night long. You turn them over and over in your mind, looking for a solution in the dark. But the reasoning mind cannot see in the dark. The reasoning mind is limited. It only knows what it has seen, what it has heard, and what it has experienced in the past. It cannot conceive of the miracle, because the miracle is outside of its database. By worrying at night, you are merely impressing the subconscious with the image of the problem. And the subconscious, being a faithful servant with no sense of humor and no judgment, says, "Very well, if you want to think about debt all night, I will create more debt for you to think about tomorrow. If you want to think about loneliness, I will build a wall around you so high that no one can climb it." You must understand that the transition from waking to sleeping is a spiritual threshold. It is a magic door. When you cross this threshold, you are leaving the world of effects and entering the world of causes. Neville Goddard called it the state akin to sleep, but I call it the time of the divine handoff. It is the moment where the captain of the ship, which is your conscious mind, hands over the wheel to the engine room, which is the subconscious. If the captain screams, "We are going to crash," right before he leaves the bridge, the engine room will panic and steer the ship into the rocks. But if the captain says, "The course is set for the Golden Harbor," steady as she goes, the engine room will execute that command perfectly while the captain sleeps. You have been a captain who screams fire before going to bed. You have been a captain who predicts a storm. And then you wake up in the storm and wonder why God has punished you. God is not punishing you. Your own law is punishing you. You are reaping what you have sown in the silence of the night. But the beautiful truth is that you can change the course of the ship in a single night. You can rewrite the script of your life by changing the last thought you think before you drift off. The solution you are looking for already exists. This is the great secret. You are not creating a solution, you are tuning into it. In the divine mind, there are no problems, only answers. There are no incomplete sentences. If there is a question, the answer is already there, attached to it like the other side of a coin. You cannot have a front without a back. You cannot have a desire without the fulfillment, existing somewhere in the fourth dimension. But you cannot see the solution while you are blinded by the problem. Sleep is the time when you take off the blindfold of the senses. It is the time when the clamor of the world shuts down and the still, small voice can finally be heard. But it cannot be heard if you are shouting your fears. So, here is the technique. It is simple, but it requires discipline. It requires you to be the master of your attention. When you lie down tonight, and the lights are out, and the world is quiet, you must consciously drop the burden. You cannot sleep and carry the burden at the same time. You must choose. Most people choose the burden and lose the sleep. I want you to choose the sleep and lose the burden. You must say to the infinite intelligence, which is right there within you, closer than your breathing, nearer than your hands and feet. You must say, I cast this burden upon the Christ within, and I go free. I hand this situation over to you. I do not know how to solve it, but you do. You possess the infinite ingenuity. You know the way out of this maze. I am going to sleep now, and while I sleep, you will work. You will rearrange the pieces of my life. You will open the doors that need to be opened. You will soften the hearts that need to be softened. I trust you. Then, and this is the crucial part, you must refuse to pick the problem back up. The reasoning mind will try to hand it back to you. It will say, but what about the rent? But what about the lawsuit? But what about the pain? You must say no. I have given that job away. It is not my job anymore. I am off duty. The night shift has taken over. And the night shift never fails. The night shift has the resources of the entire universe at its disposal. When you do this, when you successfully drop the burden, a wave of relief will wash over you. It is a physical sensation. Your shoulders will drop. Your jaw will unclench. Your breath will deepen. This physical relaxation is the signal that the spiritual transaction has taken place. You have signed the contract. You have given the power of attorney to the divine. Now you must prepare to receive the answer. The answer may come in a dream, a vivid symbol that shows you the way. Or, more likely, it will come in the morning. You will wake up, and before you even open your eyes, the thought will be there. It will be a clear, cool thought. It will not be frantiful, it will be a hunch. It will say, call this person. Or, go to this place. Or, simply, it is well. Sometimes, the solution is just a feeling of peace that passes all understanding. You wake up, and the knot in your stomach is gone. The situation hasn't changed on the outside yet, but you have changed on the inside. You know that the bridge has been built. You know that the check is in the mail. You know that the healing has begun. This is what it means to wake up with the solution. It doesn't mean you wake up and the money is piled on the nightstand. Though that has happened. It means you wake up with the state of mind of the solution. You wake up wearing the garment of success. Because you are wearing the garment, the external world must conform to it. The people you meet that day will react to your confidence. The opportunities will find you, because you are now a magnet for them. You magnetized yourself while you slept. Let us practice the affirmations you will use tonight. I want you to memorize these, or write them down and read them before you turn out the light. They are designed to scrub the mind of fear and prepare the soil for the miracle. If your problem is financial, if you are lying awake counting the pennies and fearing the bill collector, say this. Infinite Spirit, I break the law of lack in my consciousness. I cast the burden of debt upon the superconscious mind. I go to sleep in the house of the King. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate. While I sleep, the gold of the kingdom is flowing towards me under grace in perfect ways. I wake up to a new day of plenty. I wake up to find that my ship has come in. I am thankful. If your problem is health, if you are lying awake monitoring your symptoms and fearing the diagnosis, say this. Infinite Spirit, I deny the power of this disease. It is a shadow on the screen of my mind, and tonight I turn off the projector. I cast the burden of this body upon the divine physician. My body is a temple of the living God, and God does not dwell in a ruin. While I sleep, every cell in my body is being bathed in the light of divine love. I am being rebuilt, restored, and renewed. I wake up filled with energy. I wake up whole. I wake up strong. If your problem is a relationship, if you are lying awake with a broken heart or a heart full of anger, say this: Infinite Spirit, I forgive everyone and everyone forgives me. The gates swing open for my good. I cast the burden of this conflict upon the God of love. I release this person to their own good, and I return to my own peace. While I sleep, the harmonious action of the divine law is adjusting this situation. Only that which is true of God is true of me. I wake up in love. I wake up in harmony. I wake up to a new understanding. If your problem is indecision, if you are at a crossroads and do not know which way to turn, say this: Infinite Spirit, reveal to me the way. Let me hear the voice of intuition loud and clear. I cast the burden of this decision upon the infinite intelligence. I do not have to figure it out. The path is already made. The path is already paved. While I sleep, the fog is lifting. I wake up with a clear vision. I wake up knowing exactly what to do. I wake up with the lead. You must do this every night. You cannot do it once and then go back to worrying the next night. It is a diet, a mental diet. You must starve the fear and feed the faith. At first, the reasoning mind will fight you. It will try to wake you up at 3 a.m. with a panic attack. When this happens, do not engage with the panic. Do not argue with it. Simply say to the panic, I have given this to God. It is being handled. Go back to sleep. Treat the worry like a telemarketer calling at the wrong time. Hang up. Do not listen to the sales pitch of misery. Remember the story of the man who needed a certain sum of money by noon the next day. He walked the floor half the night, wringing his hands, trying to think of who he could borrow from, trying to think of which asset he could sell. He was blocking the channel. Finally, in exhaustion, he said, God, I can do no more. It is up to you. He fell asleep. He slept deeply. In the morning, he woke up feeling refreshed and calm. He had no idea where the money come from, but the panic was gone. He walked to his office with a light step. At 10 o'clock, an old friend walked in. A friend he hadn't seen in years, and repaid a debt that the man had completely forgotten about. The sum was exactly what he needed. The solution was there all along. But he couldn't receive it while he was pacing the floor. He had to sleep to get out of the way. You are always in your own way. Your anxiety is the wall that keeps the good out. Sleep is the hammer that breaks the wall, provided you use it correctly. If you sleep in fear, you reinforce the wall. If you soup in faith, you demolish it. Think of your bed as an altar. When you lay your head on the pillow, you are laying your offering on the altar. What are you offering? Are you offering your trust, or are you offering your doubt? God accepts the offering of trust and turns it into a blessing. God cannot accept the offering of doubt because doubt is a denial of God. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve faith and fear. Do not choose your bedfellow. Do not sleep with fear. Fear is a thief. It steals your rest and it steals your tomorrow. Sleep with faith. Faith is a guardian. It stands watch over you and ensures that the morning brings joy. There is a divine chemistry that happens in the subconscious mind. It is like developing a photograph. You expose the film during the day with your thoughts and your words. But the image is developed in the darkroom of sleep. If you have spent the day exposing the film to negative pictures, you can use the moments before sleep to fix the exposure. You can edit the film. You can say, I deny that appearance of lack. That was a lie. I affirm the truth of plenty. By doing this, you prevent the negative picture from developing into your reality. You overwrite the bad data with the good data. Never go to sleep angry. Never go to sleep discouraged. Never go to sleep feeling like a victim. If you do, you are cementing those states into your being. You must wash your mind before you sleep, just as you wash your face. Wash it with the soap of affirmations. Rinse it with the water of forgiveness. The solution you seek is seeking you. It wants to be found. The job wants you. The house wants you. The money wants you. But they are vibrating at the frequency of peace, and you are vibrating at the frequency of anxiety. You are like two radio stations that cannot connect. Sleep is the tuner. When you drop the burden, you raise your vibration. You tune into the frequency of the solution. During the night, your soul travels to the realms of light. You meet with the architects of your destiny. You receive your instructions. But if you are heavy with worry, you cannot fly. You stay grounded in the mud of the carnal mind. Tonight, try this experiment. Take a specific problem, perhaps one that has been dogging you for weeks. Write it down on a piece of paper. Then write across it in big, bold letters. Godi has ice. Crumple the paper up and throw it in the trash. This is a physical act that impresses the subconscious. Then, go to bed. When the thought of the problem tries to creep back in, visualize that crumpled paper in the trash can. Tell yourself it is in the trash. It is not my property anymore. I have disposed of it. Smile. A smile on the face sends a signal of safety to the brain. Fall asleep with a smile. Fall asleep with the phrase, "It is done." You will find that your dreams change. You will stop having the dreams of being chased, of being lost, of falling. You will start having dreams of flying, of finding treasures, of meeting helpful guides. These are the signals that the subconscious has accepted the new orders. The factory is producing a new product. And when the morning comes, do not rush to pick the burden back up. Do not wake up and say, "Oh no, another day of struggle." Wake up and say, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I expect a surprise today. I expect a miracle today." Look for the solution. It might be in an email. It might be in a chance remark from a stranger. It might be a sudden impulse to go somewhere. Follow the lead. The solution is here. It has been delivered while you slept. It is sitting on the doorstep of your consciousness, waiting for you to open the door. Do not be the watchman who falls asleep at the gate and lets the enemy in. Be the watchman who opens the gate only to the King. The King of Glory is ready to enter your life. He brings with him his entourage success, health, wealth, and love. They are waiting for the night shift to do its work. They are waiting for you to get out of the way. So, settle into your pillows now. Let the tension drain out of your toes, your legs, your back, your neck. Let the world fade away. It is just a shadow show. The reality is spirit. And spirit is never tired, never broke, and never sick. You are spirit. Return to your source. Rest in the arms of the infinite. The battle is not yours, but God's. Stand still, lie down, and see the salvation of the Lord. The answer is with you. The solution is certain. Sleep in peace and wake in power. The moments before you drift off to sleep are the most critical moments of your entire destiny. In that twilight state, between waking and sleeping, you are standing on the bridge between the mortal mind and the divine mind. Whatever you carry across that bridge becomes your reality. You have been carrying heavy sacks of how, and went across that bridge, planting seeds of doubt in the garden of your sleep. Stop it. Stop taking the problem to bed. The bed is the place for the solution. We are about to teach you how to drop the heavy luggage at the door of the subconscious. We are about to teach you how to sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, so that the morning finds you not with a question, but with a miracle. You must understand that the subconscious mind is a faithful servant, but it is also a literal one. It does not joke, and it does not judge. It simply accepts the impress you make upon it. During the day, your conscious mind, the reasoning mind, acts as a guard at the gate. It filters the impressions. It says, "This is true," or "That is false." But as you approach the state of sleep, the guard gets tired. The guard leaves the post. The gate swings wide open. This is the moment of the bridge. In this twilight state, your thoughts do not meet any resistance. If you think, I am worried about money, as you drift off, the subconscious mind accepts this not as a fear, but as a command. It says, very well, we will create more conditions that cause worry about money. You are literally probing your own poverty while you doze. You are using the most powerful spiritual tool you possess to build a prison for yourself. The bridge is narrow. You cannot take the baggage of the day across it. You wouldn't wear muddy boots into a pristine temple. Yet you drag the muddy thoughts of the day into the temple of sleep. The Bible tells us, He giveth His beloved sleep. But it also implies that He giveth to His beloved in sleep. The gift is given when the reasoning mind is silent. But you have been filling the silence with noise. You replay the argument. You rehearse the failure. You calculate the debt. You are taking the poison across the bridge, and then you wonder why you wake up sick. You must learn to leave the baggage at the toll booth. You must learn the spiritual art of undressing the mind. Just as you take off your clothes, you must take off your problems. You must stand naked and receptive before the infinite intelligence. Imagine the feeling of relief. That is the secret. It is not about forcing a solution with your will. It is about feeling the relief that the solution has already arrived. When you are on the bridge, hovering between the two worlds, ask yourself, how would I feel if this problem were solved right now? If the phone rang and the good news came, how would my body feel? A shoulders would drop. The breath would deepen. A smile would touch the lips. There would be a sense of, it is finished. That feeling, right there, is the passport across the bridge. You must capture that feeling of, it is finished, and ride it into the land of dreams. You must fall asleep in the assumption that you are already the person you want to be. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. And the best time to see yourself receiving is when the outer world is shut out. In the dark, there is no evidence of lack. In the dark, there is no pile of bills. In the dark, there is no sickness. In the dark, you are free to imagine the divine design. You can visualize the check. You can visualize the handshake. You can visualize the doctor smiling and saying you are well. And because the conscious guard is asleep, these images sink deep into the wet clay of the subconscious. They make a groove. And by morning, that groove has hardened into a mold that your reality must fill. But you say, I try to sleep, but the worry keeps me awake. The worry is simply the reasoning mind, trying to do a job it is not qualified for. The reasoning mind cannot solve the problem because the reasoning mind created the problem. You cannot solve a problem on the level of the problem. You must go higher. You must go to the superconscious. When the worry comes, you must speak to it. You must say, I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free. I am going to sleep now. God is on the night shift. You must treat the worry like an unwanted visitor. Do not offer it a chair. Do not offer it tea. Show it the door. Say, I have an appointment with the solution, and you are not invited. The state of sleep is a workshop. While you are resting, the infinite intelligence is busy rearranging the universe to fit your belief. It is moving people. It is influencing events. It is opening doors that no man can shut. But it needs your permission. Your last thought before sleeping is the permission slip. If your last thought is, I don't know what to do, you give the universe permission to keep you in confusion. If your last thought is, it is a perfect success, you give the universe permission to bring you success. You are the director of the play, and the night is when you write the script for the next act. If you write a tragedy before bed, Do not be surprised when the curtain rises on a tragedy in the morning. Write a triumph. There is a powerful technique called revision. If the day did not go well, do not take that day across the bridge. Rewrite it. As you lie in bed, go over the events of the day, but change them in your mind. If you had an argument, replay it. But hear the other person agreeing with you. Hear them speaking with love. If you received a rejection letter, see it as an acceptance letter. Rewrite the scene. The subconscious does not know the difference between a physical fact and a vivid imagination. By revising the day, you neutralize the bad karma of the day. You clean the slate. You walk across the bridge with clean hands. You enter the silence of sleep as a victor, not a victim. This twilight state is the hem of the garment of God. If you can just touch the hem, you will be made whole. Touching the hem means touching the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is a gentle touch. It is not a desperate grab. It is a quiet confidence. It is the feeling of a child who knows their father is taking care of everything. The child does not worry about where the next meal comes from. The child sleeps in perfect peace. You must become as a little child. You must trust the Father, the Infinite Spirit. To handle the how is none of your business. Your business is the what. What do you want? Define it, accept it, sleep with it. Consider the seed. You put a seed in the ground and you cover it with dirt. You do not dig it up every hour to see if it is growing. You leave it in the darkness of the soil. Sleep is the darkness of the soil. Their desire is the seed. The bridge is the act of planting. If you worry, you are digging up the seed. You are exposing it to the harsh light doubt. Leave it alone. Let the earth do its work. Let the subconscious do its work. Trust that while you are unconscious, the great germination is taking place. In the morning, the sprout will appear. The solution will break through the ground. Many people suffer from insomnia because they are afraid to let go. They feel that if they stop worrying, the world will fall apart. This is arrogance. It is the ego thinking it is God. The world will not fall apart if you let go. In fact, the world will fall into place. The tension you hold in your body is the tension of resistance. You are resisting the good that wants to come to you. On the bridge of sleep, you must practice total surrender. Relax the scalp, relax the jaw, relax the hands. Let the body sink into the bed. Feel the support of the mattress. Remind yourself that underneath are the everlasting arms. You are supported. You are safe. You can let go. The solution you wake up with might not always be the final result immediately, but it will be the next right step. It will be. Florence Scovel Shinn spoke often of the hunch. It is the sudden impulse to act. You wake up and you just know you should call that number. You wake up and you have a new idea for the project. You wake up and the anger is gone, replaced by a strange sense of compassion. This is the work of the night. The divine mind has performed surgery on your consciousness while you slept. It has cut out the fear and grafted in the wisdom. But you must be alert. You must watch for the solution in the morning. It comes quietly. It comes as a whisper. If you wake up and immediately turn on the news or check the phone, you might miss the whisper. Give yourself a few moments on the morning side of the bridge to collect the gifts you received in the night. Think of the bridge as a one-way street. You take the desire across into sleep, but you leave the problem behind. You do not bring the problem back with you in the morning. When you wake up, if the old thought tries to return, say to it, "No, I left you on the other side. I am a new person. I have a new vibration. Stand your ground. The morning is the harvest of the night. If you planted faith, look for the fruit of faith. Do not look for the weeds of doubt. If you see a weed, pull it out instantly. Say, I did not plant this. I planted success. and move on. You have the power to heal your body in this twilight state. If there is pain, do not focus on the pain. Focus on the divine pattern of perfection. See yourself running, dancing, laughing. See the light of the Holy Spirit filling every cell. Fall asleep in the conviction that you are being healed. There is a healing current that flows during sleep, but your doubt acts as a rubber suit, insulating you from the current. Take off the rubber suit. Be naked to the spirit. Let the healing current flow through you. Wake up expecting to feel better. Wake up expecting the miracle. If you are lonely, do not go to sleep crying into your pillow. That attracts more tears. Go to sleep feeling the presence of your divine partner. Feel the ring on your finger. Feel the head on the other pillow. Construct a scene in the twilight state that implies you are loved. Hear someone saying to you, "I love you." Hear them saying, "Good night, my dear." Make it real. Make it vivid. The subconscious cannot tell the difference. It will accept this reality and will move heaven and earth to bring that person into your three-dimensional world. You are calling them across the bridge. The bridge is also a place of forgiveness. You cannot take a grudge across the bridge. A grudge is too heavy. It will break the bridge. You must drop it. Before you sleep, review the day and forgive everyone who annoyed you. Forgive the person who cut you off in traffic. Forgive the boss who was rude. Say, "I loose you and let you go. I deny your power to disturb my peace. You are cleared. I am cleared. We are free." If you go to sleep with resentment, you are sleeping with the enemy. You are poisoning your own blood. Clean the slate. Cross the bridge light as a feather. The ancients believed that sleep was a journey to the stars. In a spiritual sense, this is true. You return to your stellar origin. You return to the place where all things are possible. Why would you want to drag the limitations of the earth into the stars? Leave the earth behind. The earth is the world of effects. The stars are the world of causes. Go to the cause. Change the cause. And the effect must change. The solution is always high above the problem. Sleep raises you up. It lifts you out of the mud. But you must be willing to be lifted. You must stop clinging to the mud. Tonight, make a ceremony of crossing the bridge. When you turn out the light, tell yourself, "I am now crossing over. I am leaving the land of lack. I am entering the land of plenty. I am leaving the land of sickness. I am entering the land of health." Visualize the bridge. See it glowing with light. Walk across it with confidence. Carry nothing in your hands but your desire. Carry nothing in your heart but your gratitude. When you reach the other side, which is the moment of unconsciousness, hand your desire to the keeper of the gate. The keeper is God. Smile and let go. Do not struggle. Do not try force the sleep. If you are anxious about sleeping, you will not sleep. Resting in the feeling is enough. Even if you drift in and out, if you keep bringing your mind back to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are doing the work. You are marinating the subconscious. You are soaking it in the solution. The solution is a solvent. It dissolves the problem. By morning, the problem will have lost its hardness. It will be fluid. It will be movable. This is the law. It is precise. It is unfailing. What you take into the silence expands. If you take a penny into the silence, it returns $1. If you take a joy into the silence, it returns bliss. If you take a solution into the silence, it returns a resolution. Be careful what you pack for the night journey. Pack the best. Pack the highest. Pack the truth. The morning is the revelation. When you open your eyes, you are opening the gift you wrapped a night before. If you wrapped it in fear, do not be surprised if it is a box of shadows. But if you wrapped it in faith, it will be a box of light. The solution might be staring you in the face. It might be a change in your own attitude that makes the problem irrelevant. It might be a check in the mail. It might be a phone call. Watch for it. Expect it. The bridge connects the prayer to the answer. Sleep is the journey across. So tonight, stand tall on the edge of the bridge. Look at the baggage of worry you have been carrying. Look at the heavy sacks of how and when. Drop them. Hear them hit the ground. They are not yours. You are a child of the infinite. You travel light. Step onto the bridge. Feel the mist of the Twilight State. Feel the presence of the divine. Whisper your desire. Feel it is done. And drift. Drift into the solution. Drift into the peace. Drift into the miracle. The bridge is safe. The destination is sure. Sleep with the answer. And you must wake up with the solution. There is a reason you are tired. It is not just the labor of the day. It is the weight of the worry. You have been trying to figure it out with your limited, reasoning mind. Twisting and turning the Rubik's Cube of your life. Trying to force a solution. But the solution does not come from the reasoning mind. It comes from the superconscious. It comes from the God mind. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that it is a sin to worry at night, for it shows a lack of trust in the divine design. Tonight, we are going to perform the great exchange. You are going to give God your problem, and God is going to give you his peace. And in that peace, the solution will be born. Prepare yourself. We are going to clear the slate and program your sleep for success. You must understand that the human intellect is a tool for the three-dimensional world, but it is helpless in the face of a spiritual dilemma. The intellect judges by appearances. It looks at the empty bank account and says, "There is no way." It looks at the medical report and says, "It is hopeless." It looks at the broken relationship and says, "It is over." If you take this intellect to bed with you, you are sleeping with a liar. The intellect lies because it only sees the wall. It does not see the door. The superconscious mind, which is the God mind within you, sees the door. It knows the way out. It knows the hidden channels of supply. It knows the healing power that is not written in the medical books. But you cannot hear the superconscious when you are screaming with the intellect. Sleep is the holy silence where the exchange takes place. It is the divine handoff. Imagine you are carrying a heavy trunk filled with stones. These stones are your debts, your fears, your arguments, your regrets. You have been carrying this trunk all day, and your spiritual muscles are trembling. You are exhausted. Now, you reach the gate of sleep. Standing at the gate is the infinite spirit, strong, capable, and waiting. The spirit says to you, "Give me the trunk. I will carry it for the night. I will sort through the stones. I will turn them into bread. But you must let go of the handle." This is where most people fail. They want the relief, but they do not want to let go. They hold onto the handle of their worry even while they sleep. They dream of the trunk. They toss and turn with the weight of it, and they wake up even more tired than before. Tonight, you must let go of the handle. You must perform the act of casting the burden. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve faith and fear. If you are worrying, you are not trusting. If you are trusting, you are not worrying." The night is the testing ground of your trust. It is easy to have faith when the sun is shining and things are going well. It is a different matter to have faith in the dark when the shadows loom large. But the dark is where the miracle is grown. The seed grows in the dark soil. The photo develops in the dark room. Your solution develops in the dark of your sleep, provided you do not expose it to the harsh light of fear. The reasoning mind will try to fight you on this. It will say, "If I stop worrying, the worst will happen. I need to stay vigilant. I need to plan." But I tell you, your worry is not planning. It is plotting against yourself. Worry is a misuse of the imagination. It is picturing the outcome you do not want. When you do this at night, just as you are drifting off, you are impressing the subconscious mind with a command to destroy you. The subconscious mind is most receptive in the twilight state. Whatever you drop into it at that moment, it accepts as truth. If you drop in a picture of failure, it sets to work immediately to manifest failure. It says, "The master expects disaster, so I will arrange the circumstances to bring disaster." You are using the power of God to create the works of the devil. You must stop this immediately. You must reverse the process. Tonight, when you lay your head on the pillow, you must say to the reasoning mind, "Be still. The battle is not yours but God's. I am off duty. I am handing this case over to the Supreme Court of the universe." And then, you must generate the feeling of relief. You must feel the weight leaving your shoulders. It is a physical sensation. You exhale. You sink into the mattress. You say, "It is in God's hands now." And because it is in God's hands, it is solved. It is finished. This is the divine handoff. It requires humility. You have to admit that you, of yourself, can do nothing. You have to admit that your human cleverness has reached its limit. This is a good place to be. When you reach your limit, God begins. Man's extremity is God's opportunity. But you must give him the opportunity. You must step aside. Sleep is the ultimate stepping aside. It is the little death of the ego. You cease to be a door, and you become a receiver. You cease to be a struggler, and you become a vessel. When you hand the problem over, do not peek. Do not wake up at 2 a.m. and say, "I wonder if God has fixed it yet." That is taking the trunk back. That is grabbing the handle again. If you wake up in the night, you must immediately affirm, "The work is being done. The infinite intelligence is never late. I rest in the certainty of the outcome." And go back to sleep. You must discipline your mind like a child. If the child gets out of bed and starts running around, you gently put the child back in bed. If your thoughts get out of bed and start running around the problem, you gently put them back in bed. You say, "No, we are sleeping now. We are trusting now." There is a divine chemistry that happens when you sleep in peace. Your body is renewed, yes, but your affairs are also renewed. The invisible forces are set in motion. While you are unconscious, the spirit is moving people, changing hearts, arranging coincidences. You might think nothing is happening because you cannot see it. But the greatest work is always invisible. The roots of the tree are invisible, yet they support the whole structure. Your faith at night is the root system of your success in the day. If you have a financial problem, and you sleep with the feeling of poverty, you will wake up to a day of lack. You will miss the bus. You will lose your wallet. You will get an unexpected bill. The day will reflect the night. But if you have a financial problem, and you sleep with the feeling that the magic purse, the feeling that God is your inexhaustible supply, you will wake up to a day of magic. You will find money. You will get a discount. You will have a brilliant idea for a new business. The solution was there all along, but your anxiety was blocking the view. Peace clears the view. If you have a health problem, and you sleep with the replay of your symptoms, you are feeding the sickness. You are telling the subconscious, "I am sick, keep me sick." You must sleep with the answer. What is the answer to sickness? Health, divine radiant health. You must fall asleep imagining yourself, doing the things you love, moving with freedom, laughing with energy. You must hand the body over to the divine physician. Say, "I cast the burden of this body upon the infinite healing presence. I sleep in the arms of the great physician." By morning, the healing work will have advanced. You will wake up with less pain. You will wake up with more hope. The solution often comes as a hunch in the morning. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us to watch for the lead. You wake up, and suddenly you know you should call your sister. It seems unrelated to your problem. But you call her, and she mentions a name or a place or a book. And that name or place or book holds the key to your problem. This is how the divine works. It works in mysterious ways. It works through links and chains of events that the reasoning mind could never predict. But you only get the hunch if the line is clear. If the line is clogged with the static of last night's worry, you will miss the call. You sleep to clear the line. You must realize that the universe is a friended place. It is waiting to serve you. It is waiting to give you the kingdom. It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. But you are acting like an orphan. You are acting like you have to fight for every crumb. This fighting energy pushes the solution away. It creates resistance. When you surrender at night, you drop the resistance. You become magnetic. You attract the solution. It flows to you like water flows downhill. It is effortless. Tonight I want you to make a ceremony of the handoff. Do not just think it. Do it. Visualize the problem. Give it a shape. Is it a black rock? Is it a heavy chain? Is it a tangled knot? See it clearly. Now, see the hands of light reaching down. These are the hands of the infinite. Lift up the rock, the chain, the knot. Place it in the hands of light. Watch the hands take it up and dissolve it into dust. See the dust blow away. Now, look at your own empty hands. They are free. You are free. Feel the lightness in your chest. Say it is done. The burden is lifted. I am free to sleep. This feeling of freedom is the answer. The external solution is just a shadow of this internal freedom. Once you have the feeling, the fact must follow. The feeling is the cause. The fact is the effect. Most people wait for fact to get the feeling. They say, when I get the money, I will sleep well. The law says, when you sleep well, you will get the money. You must go first. You must lead with faith. Do not be afraid of the silence of the night. Many people fear the silence, because that is when their demons speak the loudest. But the demons only speak if you listen to them. If you fill the silence with the presence of God, the demons have no voice. Fill the silence with the affirmation, I and the Father are one. Fill the silence with gratitude. Count your blessings instead of your sheep. If you fall asleep counting blessings, you are tuning your mind to the frequency of abundance. You will wake up on that same frequency. Imagine your mind is a garden. During the day, the birds of worry drop seeds of weeds. If you go to sleep without checking the garden, those weeds take root overnight. By morning, they are strangling your flowers. The handoff is the act of weeding the garden before the sun goes down. You pull out the weed of fear. You pull out the weed of anger. You pull out the weed of jealousy. You leave the soil clean and ready for the dew of heaven. The dew of heaven is the inspiration that comes while you rest. The solution you are looking for is not something you have to construct. It is something you have to reveal. It is already there, covered by the debris of your anxiety. The handoff clears the debris. It sweeps the house clean. When the house is clean, the guest can enter. The guest is the answer. The answer might be sudden realization that the problem isn't even a problem. It might be a change in perspective that turns the mountain into a molehill. Or it might be a tangible miracle. Whatever it is, it comes in the quiet. If you struggle with the how, remember this. The how is the domain of God. You are responsible for the what. You define the desire. God defines the method. When you worry at night, you are trying to do God's job. You are trying to micromanage the universe. You are not qualified to micromanage the universe. You do not see the whole picture. You do not know what is happening in the hearts of others. You do not know the shortcuts that Spirit knows. Resign as general manager of the universe. Accept your position as the beloved child. The child sleeps. The father watches. So tonight, When you turn out the light, turn out the worry. Turn out the planning. Turn out the plotting. Say to your mind, we have done all we can do today. Now we let the greater power take over. If a thought comes knocking, asking, but what if? Simply reply, that file has been transferred. I do not have access to it anymore. It is with the CEO. You will find that your sleep becomes deeper. You will wake up with an anticipation, rather than a feeling of dread. You will start to see the signs following. The coincidences will pile up. The lucky breaks will become regular occurrences. This is the natural state of a person who lives in the flow. The handoff puts you back in the flow. Florence Scovel Shinn often said, "Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." Sleep is the ultimate standing still. You cannot run while you sleep. You cannot fight while you sleep. You can only be. In that state of being, you are closest to your source. You are plugged into the socket of divine power. If you go to sleep unplugged, disconnected by fear, you run on your own batteries, and they run dry. Plug in. Connect. Let the current charge you. The weight you have been carrying is an illusion. It feels real because you are holding it. Drop it, and you will see it had no weight of its own. It was your grasping that gave it weight. The solution is light. The solution is easy. The yoke is easy and the burden is light. If it feels heavy, it is not of God. Give the heavy thing back. Trade it for the wings of the morning. Prepare your bed now. Smooth the sheets. Fluff the pillow. Make it a sanctuary. This is not a place of torment. This is the temple of the night. This is where you meet the angels. This is where you receive your orders for victory. Lay your head down with the confidence of a king who knows his kingdom is secure. The guards are at the gate. The walls are strong. The treasury is full. You can rest. And as you drift into that twilight state, that bridge between the worlds, hold only one thought in your mind. Hold the thought of thank you. Thank you for the solution. Thank you for the peace. Thank you for the new day. Let thank you be the last drop of water that falls into the subconscious before the curtain closes. That drop will ripple through the ocean of your mind all night long, creating waves of gratitude that will wash the solution right to your feet in the morning. Sleep with the answer. Wake up with the solution. The divine handoff is complete. You are free. Your work is done. The slate is clean. And the solution is already on its way. Close your eyes in the safety of the infinite. Sleep with the answer in your heart, and wake up with the solution in your hand.